we'll have a very interesting industry presentation by Nitin Verma, Business Head, Saarthi Pedagogy, and it will be followed by a lucky draw distribution. Can we have a big round of applause for Sir, please?
And it was so great to hear the last panel, and I was really touched by all the eminent speakers, and some of the thoughts was really, really a opener to, I am sure, shaking and awakening to an extent that you must use all of this in our current scenario. My name is Nitin Verma, and I am CXO for a company called Saarthi Pedagogy. When we have launched this company, many of the competition and other people have said, are you a publisher? Are you a edtech? What is this pedagogy means? Because you can understand from the perspective that our sales guys has to go and meet visionary people out here, and most of them can't read the word pedagogy properly. So we thought that yes, it is difficult to change, but yes, in some days, and I was delighted to hear those words again and again, back and forth from the educators who are presenting, the wonderful speeches and their wonderful ideas. So basically, we are India's first phygital company, though there is no word called phygital out here, but what we called it, we are not digital altogether, neither we are a physical, which is you can say a publishing company. We are a beautiful mix of physical as well as digital. Because in today's scenario, what is happening is one way or the one routine, monotonous way is not helping anybody. Neither your Z alpha generation is actually capturing the, attention, engagement, and all the ease which ma'am has well said. So we established our company in 2017, pre-COVID, and surprisingly, we were not selling on ground when the COVID hits. And in the COVID times only, we hit 300 plus schools pan-India without visiting any single school. That was the, the click that, yes, we are doing something good, that the schools are encouraging us. They are, telling us that you're doing a very good job. Because when the COVID passed away, when it is all over, we are all back to physical activities. And, whether to thank COVID or whether not to thank, I don't know. But surprisingly, it did one thing to all the educators. It has actually moved them from here to here, The technology peoples are there for decades. But it takes them, a decade to take you there. But in just a span of 1 year, you guys have improved like anything, and so as our company motto, for each and every child, where our Saarthi Pedagogy want to go ahead hand in hand with teachers and educators, we want to improve our learning outcomes. Our company primarily focus on learning outcome, come may what. We may teach it through technology, we may teach it from any book, we may do n number of activities, but ultimate aim is what? Until and unless you see an outcome, and you all are doing that every day. You are all been teaching, all the educators are putting all the efforts in a classroom to do what? The concepts get clearer and clearer and better. Our company helps you. If you are today getting your child learning at 2 or 3 pace, will take you to 5, 7, 10. That is the whole endeavor. How we do it? Okay, before that, I would like to play here a small video.
कामयाब होने के लिए नहीं, काबिल होने के लिए पढ़ो। सक्सेस के पीछे मत भागो, एक्सेलेंस का पीछा करो। सक्सेस झक मार के तुम्हारे पीछे आएगी। अरे चाबुक के डर से तो सर्कस का शेर भी उछल के कुर्सी पर बैठना सीख जाता है, लेकिन ऐसे शेर को हम वेल ट्रेन्ड कहते हैं, वेल एजुकेटेड नहीं। नहीं सर, मैं आपको इंजीनियरिंग नहीं पढ़ा रहा था सर, वो तो आप मुझसे बेहतर जानते हैं। मैं तो आपको ये
I'm sure everybody links with what Amir Khan is saying, We are not the one who are going to teach you, tell you what to do and what not to do. We are here to give you convenience, build a platform for you guys to, bring that collective wisdom and pass it on to a seamless way. Like, remember the old days while you were cooking an old recipe, checking your old books? Nowadays, where are those books? YouTube is just a click away. What it did basically, it builds a convenience to you. And here the company is trying to build a convenience so that you can monitor the child learning outcome. And why so? Because there was a method called rote learning, which I'm sure everybody knows. Ma'am has mentioned about the fun way of doing it. There's the poem example which she was saying, American accent poem, right? So inappropriate mechanism to identify the lack of learning was there. Large mismatch between grades and knowledge. Like we all have said, a grade third or a first student doesn't know how to write or say words or pronounce a word. Is basically that's a difference between the grades and the knowledge. So we are bringing that gap narrow. And non-personalized factory model. If you remember this era of Britishers where they need more workers, the entire academics has been designed to make workers, not thinkers. So we want to break that monotony and break that, we want to shift the paradigm to a different level. And that is where you need a platform which will help you move that transition in a very, very smooth way. You are struggling every day, right? But you need a platform to bridge that gap. Some of the eminent newspapers have already, expressed their grievances about what has been the, sad story, lack experiential learning material. A child or educators today spend a lot of time in a classroom to develop, design, multitasking. I was sitting at the back and I was listening, a ma'am was telling, "Aaj Saturday hai, bus ka route nahi hai." I was zapped. You are here attending a, very important day and you are discussing and you are come up here and still you are struggling to tell a parent that today there is no bus route. Please come and take your child. Okay. So problems, everybody knows management has a different challenge, set of problems. Teachers, educators, ma'am, we will correct it from our next onward slides. And students, of course, because they are the ultimate users. How we do that? Basically, so NEP map textbooks are there, okay? Along with that, we have designed a artificially backed LMS system. I'm sure everybody has heard a lot of LMS about here, that what is. The AI thing is a very beautiful thing here today. So what we have done is, it is not, something which is common for everyone. It is designed as per child learning and it is customized as per the child, knowledge and his speed of learning. It is not common. So a common assessment is there, lesson plan is there, video is there. It is not common. So how a child is giving the answer, how he or she is responding to a particular question, where are the gap? Basis that, the system automatically designs a worksheet and gives it away. For an example, let's say you are teaching multiplication today, and to teach multiplication, the previous concepts are addition and subtraction. Until and unless you clear the addition and subtraction, it is no point of teaching multiplication in the current classroom, right? So our pre-assessment system, which I could gather from whatever 30 minutes so a few people were talking about, that the pre-assessment is there. Teacher, the student is already aware. You have to just ignite them. Tell them before coming to class, do some. So there is a pre-assessment and then you will come to know what is the gap. So by sitting in the classroom on a click of a button, you should know 4 students there on the corner are not aware about the addition. 3 students there are not aware about subtraction. So largely a class of 20, 30, my half of the class is not aware of the basic principles of addition and subtraction. And it will generate automatic worksheet for those child and then move the class on. So that's the AI back LMS. Rest other things stays there like LMS, videos, audios, whatever you want. The beauty here is if you want to edit, you want to highlight anything, there is a button. You can click there, edit, and it goes to our content team directly. Beautifully designed theme-based pre-primary books to class 8th. is already incorporated. We have a stall here. You can see those books physically. And if you may like to see the samples, we can give it to you at your school. The third is the STEM box. Why we have made this? The STEM box is basically for science and mathematics, and for pre-primary it is literacy and mathematics, numeracy, so to say. So it is a kit full of activities where a student or an educator need not to spend time preparing those cutouts. It's wonderfully made. It is made by teachers and educators. So if you have a time, please look into that box, because that's a phygital way of teaching. More of physical, less of digital. You know, it is just to build convenience for all the educators. So the product components, like I said, school management has an app, the teacher app, question paper, softboard STEM, teacher manual, games, flashcard, involving more students on a basis of physical learnings. Solution, you all have our orange brochure in your hand, which has all the details. School management, higher decision accuracy, higher parent satisfaction. I'm sure as an educator today, the biggest challenge is when the parent comes for a PTM. ये फिर आ गए आज, पक्का कुछ बोलेंगे. अब इनको क्या जवाब दूँ? You teach all 30 students equally, right? But there are some, student who doesn't understand the way you wanted them to understand, So our app has a beautiful feature wherein you can actually tell them that this is the concept, clearance of your child, concept by concept. And when we come to a integration of parents, here comes the integration where it is equally responsibility of a parent that you teach in your home and we teach at, in a classroom. The app comes very handy. Student app is very different. The beautiful part here is the learnometer. Each and every child can see where his learnometer is. Progress. It keeps on moving every day. All 365 days. Similarly for educators and as a management, he can see an eagle eye view. Thank you so much.